Okay, this is the harsh truth of female nature that you 100% have to accept. And truthfully, as I wrote this down in my notebook today, I'm even sad I have to make this video. Like, I'm even sad that so many men actually believe this shit. Okay? But we're going to get right down to the point. And the reason why we're going to get right down to the point is because I'm sick of men being misled. I'm sick of men not knowing how to attract the type of woman that they want. And I'm also very, very sick of men who don't have any options. And the reason why I tell you this and I come at it from this angle is because I know what that feels like. Now, if you are committed, okay, to not believing the BS that 99% of guys believe in, and you're actually committed to learning the real journey of masculinity, you're actually committed to learning the real journey of how to be a man, and you want the truth, I want you right now to comment the word truth below. Okay? Comment the word truth below, because that way I know that you're committed. And when I see that you're committed, I know that you're already on your way to becoming a 1%er and not just another follower of the 99%. You have to align yourself with truth. That being said, here is the biggest lie that men believe about female nature. And like I said, it sucks that I even have to make this, but I'm going to. The biggest lie is this: women do not care about your game. They do not care about your game. They care about only how masculine you are and what type of man you have became. See, I'm going to give you a little hint about something. Before I learned a single lick about game, before I learned a single lick about how to give emotional spikes and all of this BS that men do. Okay, I printed out this picture. I'll cover up the other people in it. But this is how I looked. Okay, this is how I looked first. The first aspect of being a man is understanding that it is your duty to become strong, masculine, and powerful for your own life. Okay, men don't understand that. By the time I learned a lick about game, if I look at the aspect and the life setup that I already had, at first, okay, I built my body. Secondly, I had my own business. I had an online fitness business. I wasn't employed by anybody. I was making decent, high 5 figures, low 6 figures a year in my early 20s already by coaching people and helping them get fit. And at the time, what I was doing is I was making sure that I had an abundant social life. And I was actually going out and had cool friends. I became a cool guy. See, men seem to forget this. They seem to forget that it is your duty to put in the work. So if you look at what a masculine man has to be and has to become, yes, you do have to become big, strong, and powerful. Yes, you do have to be able to protect yourself and show that you're strong enough to where you could potentially protect a woman. Yes, you do have to show that you have things going for yourself. Okay? So if you're working some BS minimum wage job, you don't have a robust life, you have nothing going on, and you have a bunch of friends who sit and smoke things they shouldn't be smoking, right? Jerking it to certain screens they shouldn't be jerking it to. And you're sitting there scratching your head wondering, oh, why don't I have women? You have to understand the very first truth. And the very first truth of female nature is they don't care about your game. They only care and will only care about how masculine you are and who you made yourself into. I'm not trying to say that with any arrogance. I'm not trying to say that with any bravado. It is just the truth. And to this day, over the past 3, 4, 5 years, that is why I have created MBT. MBT is Masculine Behavioral Techniques, and it's a specific step-by-step process I created to truly transform a man's life A through Z, to take all of the guesswork out of it as to how to actually build yourself as a man, apply the right masculinity principles women are hardwired to respond to, and actually win. And since I've seen this work with thousands of men, during this entire video, the things I'm about to say over the next 5 to 10 minutes, okay, because there's a lot of truths I'm going to expose to you today. After this video is over, I want you to go down below and I want you to register for that MBT webinar, because I take you through a full 1-hour presentation as to how to apply the 4 key principles of this, so that way you can cut the BS. You don't have to drink the Kool-Aid of the 99%, and you can actually go and get results. So let me explain to you how I learned this truth. Here's exactly how I learned the truth that women don't care about your game. When I was about 18, 19 years old, and I was still living at home, okay, I weighed about 140 pounds, 145 pounds at max, okay? I was skinny fat. I didn't have anything going for myself, okay? I was at rock bottom. Didn't know what to do. Go online, I look up how to flirt or how to text a girl. This is what I did at that age, okay? And I saw them doing things. I saw them telling me to do things. I saw them saying things. For these sorts of guys, it was working, or it appeared as if it was. So I did what any dork would do. Okay, I take notes. I start scribbling down on notebook paper. Oh, say this to her, then do this, then do that. And here's what I learned. I filled my head with a bunch of information. I had no real life experience and no real life application. And for that brief week, because I knew it was bullshit from the get-go, from that brief 1 week forward, okay, I thought game and how I talked actually mattered. And then here's what happened. Filled my head with a bunch of notes, filled my head with a bunch of information, couldn't apply any of it because none of it was congruent to me. And here's why. When I looked in the mirror, I was still a dork. I was still a nerd. I looked like a nerd. I wasn't fit. I wasn't strong. I wasn't powerful. I had nothing going for myself. And ultimately, I had nothing to offer. I don't care what any of these other channels tell you. Yes, you have to bring something to the table to offer to a woman to make her want to be intimate with you. You have to do that. Most guys have no value. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I put all of that to the side and I said, you know what? I'm going to learn MBT, the correct masculine behavioral techniques that will work for me. Okay. I'm going to build myself in these key areas. And here's what's going to happen is I'm going to transform my whole life. That's what I said. So what did I do? Instead of chasing girls, I started chasing numbers in the gym. Okay. I started chasing deadlift PRs. I started chasing squat PRs, bench PRs. I built six-pack abs, okay? Instead of chasing girls on Friday and Saturday nights, I was chasing building my YouTube channel. Instead of chasing girls on Friday and Saturday nights, I was chasing my income, okay? That's what I focused on. Well, what do you think happens when you build an abundant life for yourself? When you build an abundant life for yourself, you actually get girls. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not making these videos to sound like an arrogant prick. I'm not trying to make these videos to look like a piece of shit because I understand how it looks coming from me. I understand how it looks coming from me from the outside in because you look at me right now and you say, Casey, you have status with this big YouTube channel. You look at me and you say, Casey, you've already made millions of dollars in business. And you look at me and you say, Casey, you're already ripped and big and strong and have six-pack abs and are jacked. And here's my response to that. That's the exact reason why you should listen to me. That's not the reason to disregard any of my information about dating and about women and about MBT and the specific tactics you need to actually get success. I'm trying to tell you that's the exact reason you should be listening to me because I have already went through both journeys. I've went through the journey of achievement, okay, and actually getting the women, okay, actually getting the women that I want in life. I have a current girlfriend right now and all of the women in the past that I've dated. I've hit the journey of achievement, achieving the end result of getting good with women, but I've also achieved the transformation. And the transformation is what you're really playing for. You're playing for the transformation of who you become. It is not about getting the women, it is about who you become. So I'm telling you, your whole life, your whole masculinity journey is a never-ending battle of success. You are pushing forward to new levels of success. You are pushing for, like to this day, I'm still pushing for PRs in the gym. I hit PRs in squat last week. I hit PRs in bench last week. I'm still hitting PRs in the gym. I've been that way for a decade. And here's the crazy thing about confidence. Here's the craziest thing about confidence that I only recently learned. Okay? You guys are all going to love this. Here's the truth about confidence. Confidence as a man only comes when you've been a stud for longer than you've been a dork or a loser. I'm going to say that again. Confidence as a man only comes when you have been a stud for longer than you're a dork or a loser. Okay? So when I had nothing going for myself and I was really confused about dating, and that was probably from ages of 13 to about 18-ish, that 5-year span. Okay, the back second half, the second decade of my life from ages 18, 19 to now going on 27, I have now had more successes in life than I have had failures. Only now, after making proof in my brain, showing my brain proof that I'm a successful individual in certain aspects, only because that has happened longer for a more amount of years than it happened when I was a dork for a shorter amount of years. Only now do I finally feel confident in my own skin in the ways that I want to be. It's a journey of achievement. It's a journey of it's a journey of transformation. It's who you have to become as a man. And until you have added an accumulated shelf of wins in your life that have acquired successes, it's going to be almost impossible for you to be confident. So all of you trying to learn game and female nature, All of you sitting, wasting time learning game and female nature, and you're not making six figures. I ask you, what are you doing? All of you guys out there trying to learn game, seduction, and female nature, and you don't look strong, jacked, handsome, or powerful. What are you doing? All of you guys who are overweight, who are trying to learn game and female nature, what are you doing? The girls don't care. The girls don't care. In order for a woman to sleep with you, want to be intimate with you, desire to be with you on a long-term basis, there has to be something in it for her. And most of the time, most guys don't have any value. And if any of this offended you today, I don't care, because it's the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat any of this. I'm not going to sugarcoat one thing to make you feel better. This is the truth. And the reason why I'm qualified to tell you this is because of the things I've went through over the past 10 years that made me who I am today. So this is the number one truth you have to hammer into your head. Women don't care about your game. They only care about how masculine you have made yourself. And the way to make yourself a masculine man who has purpose and vision in your life and applies the right levers. Okay, here's why I want you to register for that webinar. If somebody would have told me the secrets of MBT at age 18, 19, I would have got results 4 to 5 times quicker. If that webinar that I have below this video right now would have existed for a guy like me when I was 18, 19, here's what would have happened. I'm going to tell you this right now. I would have got results 4 to 5 times quicker, and I would not have had to went through the BS, heartbreak, confusion, and not knowing what to do. And that pain and suffering that I went through, somebody could have cut that process so that way I can get results quicker. And that's why I made this. So if you like this video, I want you to hit the like button. I want you to comment truth below if you agree that you want the truth, and that's why you're coming to this channel, is to learn social skills and dating along with MBT in a way that's unique to you, so that way you can actually get results instead of processing your head with all this crap that's just words and information and filler that you can't actually apply. If you actually want the truth, you stay on this channel, you subscribe. Hit the like button. We'll see you in the next one.